Grammar can be broadly categorized into 5 types. They are, the first one is descriptive grammar, describes how language is actually used by speakers without prescribing rules. It focuses on the pattern and the structures that exist in a language. The second one is prescriptive grammar, prescribes the correct of the proper way of usage of language. It involves rules and guidelines intended to shape and standardize language usage. The third one is transformational grammar. Developed by Noam Chomsky, it emphasizes the underlying structure of sentences and now they can be transformed. It explores the mental process it involved in the producing and understanding the language. Like that, different types of grammars are there. And for this topic, a great speaker is here. Now he is going to talk about this topic. He is none other than JVL Nasaro sir, and he is a great speaker. He is a retired English teacher. He is a recipient of 20 awards, including 6 national and 6 international awards, and also textbook writer, resource person, blog writer for British Council. And now he is going to share his ideas regarding this different types of grammar. Now I welcome to my channel Govind English Teacher. Please, sir.
Good morning, all of you. There was some discussion on grammar previously. Now let us discuss the types of grammar. Generally, there are 5 types of grammar. The first one is the linguistic grammar. The linguistic grammar is based on comparative study. A linguist is not satisfied with the explanation in one language. When he wants to learn something in English, he wants to compare English with other languages. That's why linguistic grammar is more advanced, more critical, and more useful. But we need to be more advanced to understand the linguistic grammar. For example, the structure of all the Indian languages is subject plus object plus verb. But in English, it is subject plus verb plus object. This is what is called comparison. Of course, sometimes there is contrast. They always study the languages on the basis of comparison and contrast. It's very difficult unless you are good at many languages. You cannot compare one language with the other. This is as I said earlier, it was very advanced. Of course, all of us may not be well versed in linguistics grammar. The other one is prescriptive grammar. Most of us, even today, follow the prescriptive grammar, believing that we cannot speak or write without the correctness of grammar. But actually, it is not true. Language has been changing from times immemorial. Language is living, it's not static. It doesn't depend upon what is written in the grammar books. It goes beyond the grammar books. What is more important is not what the grammarian has codified, but what actually is happening in the native speaking countries. But the prescriptive grammars like Wren and Martin, Nesfield, and B.D. Grave and others insist that language should be used in this manner, in this particular manner. This is right, this is wrong, and we shouldn't do that. We should do this. This is called prescription. In fact, that's why most advanced institutes like the English and Foreign Language University, even the British Council, and many other advanced institutes in the world don't accept the prescriptive grammar or the prescriptive grammarians. Of course, they may be useful in certain competitive examinations. They may be useful for some of us to write something, but they are not always useful for most English learners, because language doesn't grammar. Grammar depends on language. That is the point here. Then the third one is the descriptive grammar. The descriptive grammars are many these days. They are like Raymond Murphy, Michael Swan, and a host of others. These days, most grammarians are turning out to be descriptive because one cannot be prescriptive all the time as far as is concerned. Even all the fields are changing. What about medicine? It is not static. Once we used some natural herbs, are we using them? When we used Ayurveda or something, of course we may use now and then, but on the whole, all of us are using allopathy. Of course, sometimes you may use homeopathic. That's a different thing, but everything is changing. We have to change according to the changing times. Descriptive grammarians like Raymond Murphy or Michael Swan never say that this is right or wrong. They say that this is acceptable by the native speakers. This is the way native speakers use English. This is used in America. This is used in England. This is used in India. They never say that it is wrong. They may say it is Indian English, it is British English, this is Australian English, this is Canadian English, this is American English, this is South African English. They show the different varieties of English, though we accept primarily British English as our model. For communication, for communicative purpose, we depend more on American English. For competitive examinations and written exams, we follow the British model. Even the British English has changed a lot. They are not depending on the model of the Wren and Martin or Nesfield and B.D. Gray or something else. They are following the grammar based on Raymond Murphy and Michael Swan Even those grammarians are not prescribing; they are describing. They show how the native speaker use English in the living conditions, how English is spoken across the globe, especially in England, because the most of the grammar books are written in Cambridge and Oxford. Of course, because they are more popular than any other books in the world, because English is the home for English. British is the British, or England is the home for the English language. Of course, some may argue that it is not, England is not the home for. Of course, anyhow, English has become popular only from England. Even today, British English is called the Queen English. So the last one is the Transformative Generative English. This is proposed by Noam Chomsky. He believes that language is innate. All of us are capable of understanding English grammar innately. That's true. When you read a sentence, we don't understand the grammaticality of the sentence, but we are able to understand its meaning. How is it possible? That means in order to understand or speak a sentence, we don't need to know all the grammatical items or all the grammatical rules or all the grammatical usages. Naturally, you speak and write a language without knowing grammar, because language operates at two levels. One is the surface structure, the second is the deep structure. In the surface structure, it seems that the sentence is different from other sentences, but when we go deep into the structure, it gives the impressions that some other sentence is almost equal to this. This is called surface structure and deep structure. This is a theory proposed by Noam Chomsky, the greatest grammarian, who postulates that language is innate, and so all the human beings are capable of speaking many languages, including English. Actually, he is considered the linguistic giant as far as language is concerned. No other grammarian or linguist is able to overcome or surpass him. Actually, he is considered the linguistic giant as far as language is concerned. No other grammarian or linguist is able to overcome or surpass him. in his ability. Nobody is able to compete with Noam Chomsky. Some may accept his theory, some may not accept his theory, but he is a literary giant. Nobody can question it. Yes, he has changed, transformed the way we think about language. All of us have to accept him as a linguistic giant, even if we don't accept all the theories proposed by him. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. Let's meet tomorrow.